Look,
listen.
Welcome one and all to another edition of the Look, Listen Cast. It's a podcast. It's about Pokemon. It's about other things. It's episode 185. We're on Horizons 126. Hello, Taylor.
185. Never thought we would catch up to my weight.
I'm sitting in the wrong chair. Hold on. The other chair makes less noise, and I just realized it.
Oh, no.
How embarrassing. Welcome, Taylor. You haven't been here in almost a month. It's been nothing but Peeps and Geese and me and no Taylor. It's too bad because why'd I have to run to grab that chair and just exert so much energy? Do you know, Taylor, you must have experienced this when you're watching somebody and they just like walked up or they just climb a bunch of stairs. They ran to like a stadium, to like a podium, and they're making their speech, and you can tell they need to just take the breath because they're gonna sound like this for their entire presentation, and it would just be fixed if we can just give them 15 seconds to just have a long breath, and then
oxygenate yourself.
They're not gonna sound out of breath for the entire presentation. We all know the score. Nobody's fooled. So why don't we just give them the 10 seconds?
It's weird. And it's weird that nobody does that I gave a presentation one time after, where was it? I had to walk a boatload of stairs before this presentation. Maybe it was up to like the third floor of a building or something. I walked up huffing and puffing, got to the microphone stand, and I said, give me a second. And I took a few breaths and it was all fine. So
that's what I'm saying.
It's not hard.
Taylor, you and I have pretty much figured out the secret to life, and I'm pretty sure our goal this episode, sorry, Geese Peep, she's not here. She's flying on an airplane. Big surprise.
Ugh.
Here's the secret to life we figured out, and we are, like I says, our goal today is just to, I know we're going to discuss Pokemon Horizons. Yes, that's fine. But the number one reason we're putting out this podcast today is to teach people.
Change lives.
Exactly. Teach people, change lives. All you have to, this is the secret to life, right here. You're nervous, you're worried about something, you're worried about perception, you're doing something, you're like, oh no, I can't, I'm out of breath. That's just one example that we brought up.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just a little bit silly and a little bit goofy and honest, and just be a little silly and just say exactly what is happening, there's no stress, there's no embarrassment.
Oh, a huge additional pro tip for presentations. When you are presenting something, if you tell the audience, I'm nervous, that's all they're going to think about. Don't say that. Just say, give me a second. It's okay if you get a shaky voice. Everybody does.
It's just so easy. And it's hard. I know it's easy to say that in the time, like you're full of your nerve. I don't know what, we're not just talking about presentations. I mean, this is just life in general.
Yeah, this is presentations and other things.
Yeah, presentations and other things. You can just be a little silly. Like you make a little goof, you make fun of it. Everybody's having a wonderful time. Everybody's laughing. It's great. Make fun of it yourself. You're golden. You're golden.
Everybody make fun of yourselves.
Everybody make fun of yourselves, especially you.
I find it very funny that I missed 2 weeks and I was rewatching today or getting caught up today, just laughing, thinking the 2 episodes in the past 50 that I haven't been on or whatever. That Geese has to be on by herself. And they're just battles. Just battles. And I'm like, oh, and now they all terastalized. And I'm just thinking of Geese.
I was laughing too. Oh, it was good. And even today's episode, the episode we're going to cover today, I think there's stuff in there she would have really enjoyed and found interesting. But no, she just got the battle episode.
Oh, that's rough.
Good stuff. Okay, Taylor. It is now time to move on to our very first segment of the week. That's right. It's Peep of the Week, What You Been Geesin', presented by Geese Peep. Now, I'll start real tiny. I've already given all my bunch of Geese Peeps in the prior weeks. Taylor doesn't know about them because he wasn't here.
Whoa.
Let me just say, so last week, as everyone recalls, not a person could forget, I watched the first episode of the new series in the Game of Thrones-averse, which, of course, is Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, based on the Hedge Knight, a.k.a. Duncan Egg. The first episode, I was thinking, I'm not so sure, Taylor, because it's smart to do this. It knows it can't be as dramatic and epic as Game of Thrones and House of Dragons. So it says, well, let's just do a goofier, shorter kind of comedy series.
Very smart.
Okay, fine. First episode, I was thinking, I'm not sure if I'm into this. Second episode, I'm liking a little bit more. So perhaps it's just going to get better and better, and I'm going to like these characters, and it'll be great. Still don't have the answer to my question. Way to go, everybody. I never got an answer. I don't recall if in the original short stories, if it was a more, because I'm pretty sure, Taylor, in the original Hedge Knight stories, it was a more family-friendly book that anybody could read, because Song of Ice and Fire, definitely books for adults.
A little bit, yeah.
Certainly, there's nudity, violence, everything in there.
Not that much nudity in the books.
In the books, every other page, you're just describing naked bodies. Okay.
Jon Snow, naked, unrestrained by clothing.
Naked is a jaybird. A woman grown, comma, naked, comma. Okay. But I'm pretty sure they were all ages kind of little short stories. So I was a little disappointed to see that the TV show is very much, and again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the books were for adults and I'm misremembering. But I was a little disappointed to see that the new HBO show, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, is very much R-rated, mature-rated, which, whatever. It's going to be weird, I guess, to try
Thank God. Because could you imagine if it was for kids and the kids got into the Game of Thrones universe and they were like, you know what? I should watch Game of Thrones.
Look.
Listen.
Here's the thing, Taylor. I've often said movies don't really do the switch genre thing. Video games do it all the time. You'll see a sequel that's a completely different genre.
Shouts out to Darksiders.
Films don't often switch genres because it doesn't make sense to. Although it can happen. Every horror movie from the 80s becomes a comedy later on.
And that just happened with the 28 series.
I wouldn't call the most recent one a comedy, but anyway.
Started out romantic comedy.
Oh, yeah. But all I was going to say is there is an example I can think of, which is the Santa Claus films. The first one, I believe, is PG or PG-13, and then the sequel is rated G. So
I thought you were going to say R, and I just kept thinking Tim Allen?
No, it wasn't rated R. Though, very quick, unimportant side note, I remember one time when we were going to see not Nightmare on Elm Street, not Nightmare Before Christmas, Phantom of the Opera came to theaters. The film with Emmy Rossum, the little musical film. Okay. The Houston Chronicle had a misprint in it for the movie because we were all excited to see it. On the theater listings, it said it was rated R and it was only 30 minutes. And I said, wow, they're really taking artistic liberties with this one. But no, that was just wrong. It was normal length at normal rating. Okay, Taylor, go ahead. Give us a nice big Geese of the Peep of the Week for you because you haven't been here for 6 years. Just take it away. I mean, honestly, I'm muting my mic. Take it away, please.
I just have too much. I saw Send Help with Rachel McAdams and a guy that is amazing. He's Dylan something, maybe Dylan. Who knows? Dylan something. He is a gem in that film. Also thought that it was Rose Byrne for a really long time in the promotional footage. But it's a fun movie. It's fun. If you see it in a theater, see it in 3D.
It's hysterical that everything you're discussing is just stuff we discussed last week.
Oh, really?
Saw. Yeah, we saw Send Help and Bone
What did Geese think of it?
She can't do horror. She had her eyes closed most of the time. But the funny thing is, I didn't realize Rachel McAdams, and apologies to those who listened last week, they're probably fast-forwarding out of frustration at having to hear the same sentence again. But I didn't realize that. It wasn't until after I was like, oh, that's Regina George from Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She has great range. Okay, please continue.
Yeah, she fell into the same trap that like Brad Pitt did, where they were like, sorry, people really like the way you look, they guarantee it, and you can't do any other roles other than romantic leads. I also saw Bone Temple, which is terrific. What a good movie. Saw that with a very unlikely crew. And the guy who plays the head
of the Fingers?
Mm-hmm. Did he give himself a different name? The head Jimmy?
He calls himself Jimmy?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I'd have to rewatch the beginning of 28 Days Later.
The
28 years later, spoilers.
The main antagonist of the film is incredible. He's so fun to watch. Every scene he's in, he just really steals.
Thank goodness you saw the movie, Taylor, because they just pulled it out of theaters because nobody's watching it.
Really?
Yes.
I hope they do the third part. I think they will.
Maybe, golly, I mean, we already had this discussion, but could it just have had a second of promotion for anybody? No, even people working in movie theaters didn't realize it was out. Please continue.
Jeez, that's rough. That's so rough. They did so much marketing for Mercy, too, which I have no desire to see. So anyway, that was a great movie. Ray Fiennes did a fantastic job as well. I think everybody did. I mean, those two they did too good. He is the head Jimmy is the same guy who played Rennick in Sinners. I like him more in 28 years later, but that's fine. I got caught up on Jujutsu Kaisen. That is an incredible anime. Everybody should go watch it.
Taylor's Anime Minute.
It's great. It's just great. I'm going to wait until Free Run Season 2 is all the way out before I watch it, so I'm just going episodically with JJK.
Mm-hmm.
I played several games. Got into Lunar Remastered, finally, because it got cold, and it is...
terrible.
It is... No, it's an old game, but auto battle and battle speed times 3 are just godsends for older IPs. So you get the progression and the story with very little tedium.
Taylor, it's just, I mean, there are goofballs out there who are maybe speedrunners who will play a video, or old school shiny hunters who will spend hundreds of hours on one screen. But I lack that patience completely. So thank goodness all these JRPG re-releases have the speed up mechanics and auto battles, because I lost my Final Fantasy V memory card even when I got deep into it. So when they re-released it in the pixel art collection, thank goodness it had all of the speed up tricks so I could finally beat the game. Thank goodness.
Yeah. Did you beat it?
Of course.
Sick.
The only Final Fantasy I haven't beaten is 9 and 13 and 15 and the other 13s. And the spin-offs, but I don't count those.
Yeah. There's a series called Trails in the Sky. The series is called Legend of Heroes. It's always Trails into Azure, Trails of Cold Steel. Have you heard of that series?
Trails of Berseria F.
Yeah, exactly.
Symphonia Chronicles
the
HD for the GameCube.
Yes, HD 2D, yeah.
In Arcadia, it's ease.
Yeah. It's people talk about that series a lot because of the world building and because of how much individually crafted dialogue there is. Lunar Remastered, Lunar as a series has so much more of that. Every single character has something new to say every time something happens. It's incredible. It's so sick. The pacing is so good. It's so funny. I found out, you may actually be really interested to do a little bit of research on this. The localization process that they went through to get these two games stateside, they took so many liberties. So the amount of weird 80s references that are in there, and weird American 80s references, or 90s references and 80s references.
Even in the HD remaster, they kept the script? They didn't redo it?
Yeah. That's part of how it's so good. It's just so good. I used to think the strategy guides were very good. But
I do like the Art of Lunar. I've never played it, and it's just so hard to buy a game like that. Looking at 10,000 little JRPGs I start and then never get through. So
it's really good. I can bring it with me in a couple weeks, and you can play through it if you want to.
The sad state of affairs, Taylor, is in 2026, I am so coddled that if a video game is on a disc, it's not worth the effort.
I very much go through the same process.
I bought, because here's this, I feel like such an idiot, but I've literally bought crazy deals on things like Woot when it's $5 to $10 for this game I'm really interested in. And I'm staring at them right now, Taylor. I'm staring at Super Monkey Ball. I'm not playing it. I'm staring at Pocky and Rocky. I'm not playing it because it's not worth walking over there, grabbing the disc, ejecting the disc, putting in the disc.
Well,
what is this, the 1850s, Taylor?
It's all doom scrolling. Because
do I need to get some oil from a whale to light my candle to go to the outhouse?
It's really weird because it's such an interesting concept. I can't wait until these things are really broken down years down the road, where it's almost like going through my library is taxing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, now I don't feel like playing anymore.
Well, now I get it.
It happens to me with YouTube all the time. I'm just scrolling through YouTube like, what do I want to watch? And then an hour later, I'm like, I guess I watched everything a little bit.
Yeah. You'll have to see it.
So that's something, if you like old school, just traditional JRPGs, I highly recommend that one. There is a charm to it that, it's either GameWorks or Working Designs. the localization is worth it. It is worth your time for sure. You can tell it's incredibly old, but very fun. Let's see. Everybody go play the Nioh 3 demo. It is ridiculous, expansive, and you can get through like the first quarter of the game.
No way.
PlayStation told me I was 17% done with the game or
That's
the main
insane.
story by the time I was done with the demo.
I think the Dragon Quest 8 reimagined demo is pretty
7?
meaty as well. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. Did you try it?
Girls.
I started to because the artwork is so cool.
Yes, it's beautiful. Like I feel about every Dragon Quest. They're all beautiful. I'm not going to beat them. I bought 3. I got 20 minutes in. PlayStation sending me email. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 is on your wish list. It's on sale for $54. And I just stare at the email and say, what do you want from me? Taylor, do you realize Resident Evil 9 comes out in 2 weeks? And I never beat 4 VR because you have to take 6 Dramamine to get through it on the VR headset.
What day does 9 come out?
I'm telling you, it's in like 2 weeks. It's before the end of February. Resident Evil 9 comes out.
I can be there when you play it. I'm very excited about that.
Well, we got to rip through 4 first.
Easy. No problem.
I mean, I've beaten the original 4, but I never beat 4
Reawakened.
Remake because I started playing it regular, then stopped for some reason. Then they had a great sale on PSVR 2, and you have to restart the game to play it in VR. It's a whole ordeal. Taylor, oh my God. I should have sent it to you, but poor PSVR 2. They're selling it for like $100.
I told everybody this is going to have ridiculous price drops because there's no hardware forecast or software forecast at all.
Well, here's the great news, Taylor. You can literally hook it up to a computer or the new Steam machines coming out and use it to play Half-Life Alyx. So it's still great hardware. It's the one, I think it is the best hardware for VR, and you can hook it up to a computer now. So
the big problem is that there's no game I want to play. I had a lot of fun with Eve Wings of Destiny or whatever it was called. I love Dino City Droppers, Dino Frontier. Why not have more games like that? I'm sitting here playing Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, looking at Triangle Strategy, thinking, you realize you could put this as a little board on a table in VR, and I could look around at different units, and I could look at the side of buildings, move my dudes around.
Unfortunately, putting on a VR headset is the exact same thing as putting a disc in, except it's like 3 discs in.
Except it's worse.
Yeah, except it's worse. I really do just gotta take an entire bottle of Dramamine, rip through Resident Evil 4. It just sucks because it's not like Resident Evil 4 is the longest game in the world. It's long enough. If I really put my mind to it, I could play it on a television probably over the course of a weekend, even though I'm always doing something. But with VR, you gotta take breaks with VR. You can't just keep going for hours. So I'm furious, Taylor. My year is ruined. Honestly, because
it hasn't even started and it's ruined.
You know how upset I am, Taylor? I'm already upset because I just know that Pokemon Generation 10 is coming out the day Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, and I'm not gonna have time for both.
That would be so funny.
It has to come out same month unless Pokemon pushes it early and releases October. Anyway.
Taylor, that's assuming Grand Theft Auto stays on schedule.
Yeah, I think this is correct now. I'm pretty sure it's coming out in November this year. Anyway,
great news for me is I'm not even kind of excited about the series.
It's still going to be the biggest game of all time. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Taylor, we don't have time for all this. Please, let's hear the rest of your Peep of the Week, and we got to get talking about pokes. There's people out there sitting there just waiting for the
Oh, geez, just going through their Taylor hour, yeah. So I just got back from Austin. Had a big water polo tournament. It's called Spin Lob Classic, Texas Spin Lob Classic. We got 3rd place this year, so that was fun. I played okay. I mean, I did well enough, except against the Olympic team, but like, what are you going to do? The issue that I'm having right now, and write into listencast at gmail.com. Look. I'm really feeling that last concussion I had.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's like this weird kind of sluggishness and this weird, it's like almost being in a daze a lot of the time. And people that I talked to about it said, oh yeah, that can take a month or 2 to clear up. And I was like, okay. All right. Anyway, we got 3rd. That was a team first. We beat a lot of really good teams to get there, so that was nice. My friends got to see water polo for the first time. I kept saying, go to every game except for this one, the one where we were playing basically Stanford plus the Olympic team. That's the only one they showed up to. We lost, I think it was like 16-3.
Oh,
I'm the goalie, but there's nothing I could do. And most of the time, it was just me staring at 3 of them and none of my guys, and just being like, okay.
So regular Super Bowl of water polo.
Oh, I didn't watch the Super Bowl. Found out it was yesterday. But the food in Austin is very good. A couple of good spots that you should check out for barbecue. I really like Terry Black's. There's never that long of a wait, and their brisket is really good. Bird Biscuit has phenomenal fried chicken sandwiches and homemade biscuits. It's so good.
By the way, for listeners, Taylor said Austin,
Texas.
He just said it so fast. You could have missed it.
Oh, it's the concussion. It speeds up my talking.
Give it Austin.
Would you like a Austin biscuit?
Would you like a acai? Okay, Taylor, are we prepared to move on?
To
good
news.
Be funny if you said no. Actually, I have something else. Our first piece of Pokemon news this week from SarahB.net is about the Super Bowl. Yesterday at the Super Bowl, they did What's Your Favorite campaign showing. I mean, they've had this new campaign for the 30th anniversary. You've seen it. All of you have seen it at the front of GameStops. It says, What's your favorite? Which I don't like because I think it's just say who's your favorite. But what's your favorite Pokemon?
Oh.
And it just had a bunch of celebrities like Lady Gaga say, I love Jigglypuff because she sings.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair.
In very disturbing news, Taylor, 2026 is the 10th anniversary of Pokemon Go. That is correct. Pokemon Go has been around for a third of the history of Pokemon, which seems insane. And I do not believe it, but it's true.
I have not been playing that very much.
I mean, I play it passively every day, but no.
Yeah.
I need to get to level 71, and I need to get 1,000 nice throws, but I'm so rarely. I haven't got to Royal Raiders in months because I'm so busy every single day. So I haven't actually played, had the phone out, walking to raids, that kind of thing has not been happening. Sarahby also reports in this piece of Pokemon, and I felt so bad for Joe Sarahby because the amount of business people were giving him for this post. Here's the full post. Pokemon has announced Pokemon Day Out and Pokemon Night Out events. Pokemon Day Out events will focus on family-friendly activities, Night Out events on surprises for long-term fans. Everybody said, well, what are they actually doing? Joe Sarahby put out every bit of information that Pokemon did. That's all they said. And everybody says, oh, it's Pokemon Go. And Joe Sarahby says, no, it's not. It's going to be like little carnival games, little fun stuff or something. We don't know, but it's not Pokemon Go. It's just little...
Do they normally do anything for big anniversaries?
Yeah, there's always... I mean, not like this. I don't recall big events happening all over the place, but...
I've been so disappointed with every single IP's X anniversary. It's always Dragon Quest 40th anniversary, Persona's 25th anniversary, and they're all like, ooh, get excited. And they're like, oh, here's a link to the merch shop.
Final Fantasy IX anniversary. That was a sad one.
Yeah.
I think at this point we can go ahead and realize what happened was it was real. We know it was real because it was on the NVIDIA leak, meaning it was a real video game that was in development. And I believe it was canceled. Because we would have heard about it by now, I think. Okay. Next piece
Anime
of news.
Still on.
The anime's still happening, really?
That's what they say.
That's sick.
Thank
and
God.
the final piece of Pokemon news this week that I love them including this. Who does this piece of news apply to? One, not even a half a person.
Me.
The Pokemon Cafe. The Pokemon Cafe at Pokemon Center Tokyo DX will be temporarily closed from March 23rd until late June 2026.
No.
What a piece of news.
No.
It's literally like, this isn't, it's like a footnote in like a newsletter.
I hope that something horrible happened and they're worried about it because
I'm sure they're just renovating.
Yeah.
All right. It is now time to discuss an episode of Pokemon. This is episode 126. Taylor, can you please tell us what happened last time on Pokes? And you should know because you just watched.
It's true. Previously on Pokemon.
Oh, in English.
Previously on Pokemon. The gang kidnaps the 6 heroes of light.
Oh my God. Can you also tell us in English the name of today's episode 126 of the Horizons anime?
A battle we can't afford to lose. Bonds get put to the test.
Now, Taylor's just showing off because he can read English like nobody's business. Apologies that I'm going to struggle and stumble all over this Japanese because I don't know why. I know my kana, I know my hiragana and my katakana, and yet I'm staring at this Japanese, Taylor. I promise you I'm going to mess it up. In my practice run, I messed it up, so I'm going to mess it up.
Not.
Sorry.
No, mess up during practice, perfect during performance.
Okay, here we go. And don't even bother writing in if it's messed up, because I already know it is. So, yeah,
it's not.
We get it. We get it. I said it wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Japanese title, episode 126. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
You couldn't even get the numbers right.
177. Macarena, nai battle, 試される絆. And when I heard Liko just rip this just out of her, I mean, I guess she was born in Japan. But you listen to Liko say this, she says it so quickly, like I'm just making me look like an idiot. Okay.
YouTube has decided that all of my music recommendations are going to be German and Russian dance music. Makes sense. Listening to those people enunciate those syllables, I'm just thinking, surely humans have different types of tongue.
Yeah, it's got to be. All right, Taylor, can you please give us a Geese Peeps one-sentence synopsis for this week?
What do I normally preface that with?
It's a Geese Peep thing.
It's just this. Oh, what does she normally say? This time on Pokemon or no?
I already told you. I set you up. I gave you the T-ball. I put the ball on the T-ball. I gave you your metal bat.
Give me the ball on the
pitching
machine
T
again. Wooden bat.
Taylor,
wooden bat.
Take it away. Give me a one-sentence synopsis immediately.
The gang imposes their first ban as Naranja mods?
Oh. It isn't. Okay, let's jump into the episode. Oh, my God. I want you to just think, Taylor, in your head, how many times do I say, oh, my God, in an episode? Calm down. They've already turned it off.
Oh, Geese does such a good job with these notes.
This was me.
Oh, okay. It says Geese. Oh, you make the notes for Geese.
No, I don't make the note. I normally write, but something happened where it wouldn't have worked for me to write, so I have been doing digitally, which it can be more convenient, so whatever.
Yeah, then we can all follow along.
It's cool to have binders full of notes.
I agree. And then you get the hieroglyphic breakdown.
It's time to discuss the episode. We're opening with an ad for the Strong Spheres. Oh my God, Taylor, what are we going to do? We see Ino playing with one before it comes out. Belly bolts into it.
It sucks because it's such a real thing. And I'm sure people who know streamers for a long period of time look at some of these sponsorships and they're like, oh God, you're doing BetterHelp. And you want to say something, but you can't.
Prize Picks. Sign up now, DraftKings. Looks like she's got an Exceed brand deal, Taylor, and she's got to advertise it and go against the Rising Volt Tacklers. Well, joke's on Exceed, Taylor, because she's actually hanging out with Molly and Murdoch and Oreos, so shouts out.
I was kind of confused by the beginning of this because it said for sale now, and I just keep trying to think about how their economy functions.
They go to work, they get money, and they buy stuff. It's fine. Yeah. We're all good.
And there's an economy in the games.
Yeah, you buy stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Taylor, there's a running kind of thread throughout this episode. They don't pay off. So I don't know if it's happening next week or in a couple weeks, but I'm guessing Pomo is going to evolve because he's really hungry and they keep interrupting the storyline to point out that he's already eaten a lot of food, but he wants more food. So that's something to keep note of.
Pokemon don't get pregnant. So that makes sense, right?
Okay. Looks like Ino is harboring these fugitives, these Rising Volt Tackler fugitives. She's got the entire Brave Olivine in her big Ino warehouse, so that's nice of her, I guess.
I love that Exceed just copied the Spider-Man Far From Home Mysterio plan.
Oh yeah, it's we control the media. Yeah, exactly. Now, I can tell you, Taylor, from already this early in the episode, this is going to be a better episode than the last two, which were just battle. We actually have things going on that are halfway interesting. So
I was excited when they were talking so much at the beginning. And you actually saw like the world moving along with the plot where the Strong Spheres are finally not just come to this lab in the middle of the forest and try a tech demo. Now it's like, there's an ad for it. People really like this. They're getting brand deals. I thought that's very cool world building. Also, I thought I would love the Armor Rouge Evolution episode way more than I did. Because I'm just thinking, Sarah Ledge is so cute. Charcadet is so cute, battling in his little armor. Armor Rouge is so sick. And then they just didn't do as much as I thought they would with it.
That's how Geese Peep felt about it. I guess we could have discussed that earlier, but maybe we'll discuss how you felt about those episodes at the end of this one. Because we'll just rip the scores real quick.
They're probably both 7s. Long story short, I feel so incredibly bad for Dot. Looking at Roy and his shiny Mega Lucario, looking at Dot with her new Armarouge, or looking at Liko with her new Armarouge, and then looking at Dot with a Quaxwell.
We've all discussed this before last week, Taylor, but we'll discuss it more in a little bit. Let's go ahead and cut to some training between Liko and Roy. We got Armarouge and Skeledirge getting stronger. Oh, and look, Taylor, Dot's here, and she heard back from Penny. Taylor, don't worry. Everything is good with Naranja Academy. They're not fooled by Spinal and Exceed. They believe us. Cut to a theme song. We're back from the theme song, and we go straight into a school battle. We see a Unova Darmanitan versus a Roserade. Leaf Storm, Fire Punch. We got the great music going, and Swan is watching. And there's a Pomo back there, too, and a Sableye for half a frame. Taylor, my word. Look who it is. It's the doppelgangers from the Forest Doppelgangers episode from 6 years ago. That's right. Their English names are, of course, Nico, Dash, and Rob.
That's very funny.
Nico, Dash, and Rob. I'm honestly surprised they brought these characters back, but here they are. We get a little flashback of the first time the doppelgangers decided they were going to train together and get stronger. We see Swana as a little baby ducklet, Darmanitan a little baby Darumaka. Also very important to note, also watching this battle of the doppelgangers is Clefairy, Petalil, Croconaw. Yes. Now here's the thing. Much like Taylor just mentioned, poor Dot and her Quaxwell, poor Dot's doppelganger Dash, she's not as strong as her friends.
Curse of the water types. Curse of the duck users, really.
Honestly, she's sad about this fact, and she runs off in the middle of the battle between Rico Suave and
and Loy
and Rob and Loy. They're both very concerned when they realize that Dash has run off, so that's sad.
That's nice that they're concerned.
Yeah, they're all good friends, believe it or not.
It would suck if it was just like, where'd she go?
Yeah,
wasn't there someone here?
Taylor, let's go ahead and cut to Headmaster Clavel's office. We're going to go in there. We're going to see Jacques with his little glasses talking to the Rising Bull Tackler kids all about the stolen data. Gita, she's very concerned about the long-term effects of Loquium use.
Whoever designed her hair. I mean, shouts out to Tentacruel. I like the Pokemon as much as anybody. But it is very distracting.
No, I say it every week, Taylor. Well, every week we have the staff members of Naranja Academy. These characters look fine as 3D models, look ridiculous in 2D animation.
True.
Okay. If we let everybody keep using these Loquium Super Spheres, they're going to lose their bonds with their trainers. So we got to stop them.
It shows us a lot about how trusting everybody is. Because there's not a system of people who are given like early access to things to review it. They're just like, oh no, these things are awesome. Everybody go buy one. And everyone's like, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, it seems to be pretty few people who think this is a scam or this is bad.
That's not even going into anybody's mind. They're just like, what? No, of course they're sick.
Okay. Kids all gung-ho about stopping everything. Let's get the word out right now. Let's put out some videos. Let's talk about how bad the Strong Spheres are, how good the Rising Bolt Tacklers are, how evil Exceed is. And the adults immediately say, in perfect Japanese, they say, muskashi. It's a tad difficult. It's a tad difficult. And they all say, the adults who have life experience say, children, just telling the truth is not enough. That's not how the world works. There are going to be so many unintended consequences. Poor Dot knows all about this with trolls. She talks about how many streamers quit because of haters.
Which is very interesting.
Well, anyway, Clavel, the least he can do, and he promises the kids this, I'm going to ban Strong Spheres at school. Okay.
Which is massive for a battle school.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest schools you've ever seen in your life. But we can't just rush out and tell the truth because then you're going to have people attacking and calling you it's no, it's not going to work.
You remember when they were in that school that was from the DLC that was in the middle of the ocean with all the biomes?
Blueberry Academy, Taylor.
Yeah, what happened? Why aren't we there right now?
We have no business over there right now.
But I just wish they had not abandoned that place so quickly.
They just had to do it real quick. We had a discussion last week, Taylor, about how, and you and Geese Peep, I think, had this theory that the Pecharunt episode was made by a different team at a different time because it's so different and feels different.
Yeah.
And then the battles we just watched, there was no brand new Armarouge battling, which is weird because he just evolved and seemed like he'd be great in a battle. So I feel like they're just really scrambling to fit different things in different ways. And there's spoilers out there where the anime may be going and what Liko and Roy, and it's a whole to-do.
And you have to think about the check marks that they have to hit because of the demographics of this show, where it's like, okay, well, kids need to see a battle. They don't want to just see world building. Like, I would love to see, what does Clavel's day look like? I would love an episode watching him prepare his breakfast, go to work, deal with paperwork, start rolling out the ban on strong spheres, dealing with backlash, talking to parents, and going to bed. I would love one episode like that. Well, but that's not a Y7 show.
Probably we're not going to see that because Pokemon Generation 10 is going to be announced this month. So we got to get that churning in the anime.
I hope it just takes place at Blueberry Academy.
I mean, big spoilers. I think I mentioned this before. This isn't a huge leak or anything, but the animators of the anime know the starters of Gen 10. So they're already incorporating that, I'm sure, into what they're making now. Anyway.
I wonder if you're allowed to not... Well, you have to. I guess it's your job. I was going to say, I wonder if you could just say, hey, no spoilers, please. I want to be excited.
No, that doesn't work. Okay. Also, Taylor, Namone is in this room, too. I didn't notice.
Right.
Great. Okay, let's cut back to Dash, the doppelganger. Oh my God, Taylor, she got a little package in the mail because she participated in a little preview event. What does she open from the box?
It's a strong sphere, and they look so cool.
I know, they're preying on her insecurities is the problem.
They even have low environmental or low footprint packaging.
Oh, God, Dash, just don't do it.
Mm.
Oh, she remembers how strong it made her Swanna. I can tell you the message of this episode is anti-steroids. Don't take them, kids. Because Dash does not recall that Swanna behaved strangely when she used that strong sphere last time.
She was too addicted to the strength.
Yeah, that's what she should remember.
The funny thing is, even though they've been spending, 130 episodes talking about how bad strong spheres are for you, I saw that box that came from Exceed thanking her for participating, and I was like, oh man, that's so sick that she got a strong sphere straight from them.
Yeah, that's how they get the kids.
I was very excited for her.
All right, we're going to cut to Dash walking past the little school entrance. They got a big display up, and it's showing strong spheres are banned. Also, important to note, there's a Piplup, Petalil, Houndour, Clefairy, Gloom, Mudbray, Croconon, Brion here.
What a roller coaster for poor Dash.
I know. She's been excited for 5 seconds, and she's just immediately destroyed. But luckily, Swanna is there to support her, and Swanna puts its little wing on her head.
Thank God the culprits of the ban are shouting about their accomplishment in the center of the library.
That's hysterical. But before that happens, we do see a little Spoinky spoinking around. Sableye tries to steal its little pearl gem on its head, but Pagogo-chan stops it.
Oh, so when I saw that moment, I do think it's adorable. Like, very cute. Very. I like the little bond between Pagogo-chan and Sableye and everything. Immediately is a beacon that says, hey, this episode's not going to have a lot left in it.
No, it's great. It's wonderful. It's more fun than the last two. But yes, like Taylor said, Liko, Dot, and Roy are now confidently just traipsing through the lobby saying, thank God we got the spheres banned.
Just right next to the poster. Right next to it.
And Dash then just runs up to them and starts yelling at them for it. And she says, they're not dangerous. Let me use them. And here's the thing, Dash. Maybe you can use one strong sphere one time, but remember, this is what Liko says to her. Remember how Swanna was acting weird, just like I mentioned? And then, poor girl. Dash just says, yeah, easy for you to say. You can terrestrialize. All I have is this strong sphere. Yeah. Maybe you forgot, but I'm the only girl out here who failed the terrestrial course. I've got nothing.
Whenever she said that, I immediately thought, oh, yes, I forgot there was one student in the class that didn't get the ability to terrestrialize.
Dash, you gotta listen to reason. And at this point, the argument's getting so loud. We got a big crowd starting to form. Even Breloom's got to check to see if everything's okay. And unfortunately, Taylor, in an episode that was pretty good so far, Dash says there's only one way to settle this, and it's a battle. And if I win, I can use strong spheres, which is a funny claim to make, Taylor.
And then Liko agrees to it, which is also funny.
Clavel would be the one to talk, not Liko.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, none of us want strong spheres around because we know it's bad. So thank goodness Liko's going to use Meowscarada to just wipe the floor with Swanna. Just make short work.
I would have had so much respect for Liko if she had just said, that doesn't even make any sense.
It doesn't make sense in Japanese to do that. Okay, so they're going to have a battle. Nico and Rob are here to watch. They're in the back. Dash doesn't even notice them. Gligar hanging out too. Always important to mention if there's a Gligar in the background.
Gligar was really meta in Pokemon Go. I haven't played Pokemon Go PvP in several months, but big deal.
So Gligar, but not Gliscor?
Correct, yeah. Gligar was the big one. Because you could get it to a higher level.
Really?
Which meant that its stats were better.
Crazy. All right, let's have a battle, Taylor. Water Gun, Dodge It, Magical Leaf, Wing Attack, Acrobatics, Feather Dance. Ooh, so majestic. Look at this Swanna. Quaxwell and Tinkaton just loving the Feather Dance. They just start dancing along with it. Oh, my God. Meow.
I guess Dot does have Tinkaton.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not as bad.
Like I said, Meowscarada is covered in feathers. Wing Attack, Flower Trick. Swanna avoids the attack thanks to Dash's command. Quick Attack, Meowscarada. Wow. Swanna is so good at dodging. Rob and Rico are so impressed with Dash. Water Gun, Quick Attack, Flower Trick, big hit. Rico Suave cheering her on. Dash has no idea. She says to herself, I gotta win.
I just want to be with my friends. And they're sitting there watching her screaming for her. And she's like, I just want to be together again.
I can't beat this giant grass cat. I need to pull out the strong sphere. Oh, no.
Liko's yelling out, no, don't.
We got to a commercial break. We're back in the commercial break. Everybody's screaming, don't use it.
I had to pause it at this point because I was cracking up so hard because there's so much melodrama. Everybody screaming at her not to use the strong sphere. Her screaming that she needs to win this no matter what. Me thinking Clavel's the only one that has anything to do with anything, and he doesn't even know that this is going on. It's so good.
The kids at the school, the students were very funny. They can't believe she's breaking the rules, and they're just whispering under their breath. Oh, my God.
Just blatantly one door away from the sign.
And Swanna immediately starts just blasting out some Laqua attacks. Oh, no. Liko says, my God, we've got to win to stop these strong spheres from becoming popular. Look, Swanna's not even listening to commands, says Penny and Nimona. Nimona. She's going to lose their bond.
No. Meanwhile, its beams are now purple.
Yeah, Laqua colored.
Kind of sick.
Taylor, stop it.
I'm just saying, if Armarouge had a strong sphere and it was shooting sick purple beams at everything, pink purple beams, be kind of sick. Just imagine its eyes go crazy.
Taylor, stop. It's bad.
Yeah.
Though last week I did, of course, always mention how sick Galarian Moltres looks when it has the crystal eyes.
Some of them look really good. I was very excited about Kilowattrel.
We're not going to act like strong spheres are good. Okay.
Right. Of course not.
Liko,
they're sick, but they'll make you sick.
Liko's screaming at Dash. She's saying, Swan is past its limits. You got to stop. Stop. And Meowscarada starts running away from the rampaging Swanna. Swanna crashes into the ground. It's so beat up. It's so tired. Dash finally realizes the mistake she's made, and she yells, Swanna, stop! Get in your Pokeball! And it won't even get in the Pokeball. It won't listen to reason. Meowscarada, there's only one thing we can do now. That's right. Wrap it in piano wire and hit it with a million trick flowers. Knock it out.
It was a sick move.
It's very handy. Very clever use of a move, honestly. Saved the day. All right, we did it. Dash is going to come over. Poor Swanna. She's crying. She's apologizing. And at this point, I say, well, thank goodness the children saw the negative effects of strong spheres, so they will realize it's bad and spread the word. So
very unfortunately.
Successful.
all of her classmates and students saw her basically abuse her Pokemon past its limit, break the rules, and now she probably won't have any friends.
No, she's got her great friends. And also, if you'll recall, Taylor, she did realize when she goofed. She said, "Oh my God, no, stop. No, Swana, we're done. We're done, so this was a mistake."
It was sick when she said, return, and Swana was just like, meh.
Yeah, meh. So now we're going to get a very sad scene of Dash saying that she doesn't want to get left behind by her friends who are so much more powerful than her.
Oh.
And this is the point where Rock and Lucky run up and they're going to try to talk to their friend, but Dash is she's their wits end. She tries to run away from him, but Liko says, "Don't you run away. You'll regret it forever."
It was a very strongly worded statement.
I mean, Liko was doing what she had to do.
It was good because this, I don't think Raw listens to a whole lot of logic, to be honest with you.
So her friends compliment her and compliment Swana, and then Dash talks down on herself, and they say, "You did a great job even before the sphere. You made up this whole fiction in your head, Dash, that we were going to abandon you. All you had to say, just because you didn't pass the Terestal course?
Yeah, we're literally, all we do is hang out with one another."
First of all, you can retake the Terestal course just as many times as you need to. You'll pass it next time, I bet.
I hope it's been available since the day after.
Oh, yeah. She could have just done it again.
And she's just complaining, talking about not passing instead of taking it again.
Time for hugs all around. They're going to be friends forever. Rico, Doc, and Lori. Going to be great. And honestly, Liko, thank you. I will no longer use Strong Spheres.
And I'll tell nobody about this.
Yeah. Just like good old, remember the episode where we watched with nioh, Lytton Queen? Lytton,
oh, yeah.
Lytton fan.
Right,
77.
right. She said that she wasn't going to, or she was going to tell people not to do Strong Spheres?
I don't think she told anybody.
Probably not. I think they all just forget about it.
Yeah,
they're
busy.
Yeah.
All right, let's cut to the cafeteria. We see the Rising Voltacular kids discussing that, people are still going to use these spheres, even if they're banned. So let's eat some donuts right now. And I don't know why we're wasting time, because we need to be at the Laquim core in Laqua right now, destroying it, if we're being honest. We got Murdoch and Molly on Zoom right now. And Oreos. Oreos has a plan, Taylor, to upgrade the Brave Olivine to unlimited infinite rising mode so we can just fly straight up to Laqua.
Yeah.
Like Sid from Final Fantasy. Am I right?
Which I didn't know that was not an option. But
well,
that's good that it is.
Yeah, we'll just do that. All we got to do is get 18 of the strongest trainers in the world, 18 incredible Pokemon, all terrestrialized to different Terra types. It's going to be easy.
It would be sick if there was anybody that would start testing Strong Spheres and putting out some data on it for people to look at effects. That'd also be a great step for anybody to take.
We don't have time for that. Let's just destroy the Laquim core. We get another scene of Pomo needing more food than normal. Okay? I guess it'll evolve next week. I don't know. Then
if it's not Dot's Pokemon, it'll probably evolve.
Yes. Then Nimona and Penny show up. Hey, we're great trainers. What if we join in the big adventure?
Yeah.
I'm a champion. Penny's a great battler. She's got 1 million EV evolutions. Why not?
That is actually an incredibly good idea.
By the way, in this scene, while they're all discussing this, all of the Pokemon are eating out of their tiny little food bowls.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm laughing so hard at the fully grown man, Shiny Lucario, standing next to his tiny little doggy bowl. Hysterical.
Yeah. It's funny because it's a dog, too. Or fox or something.
He's a dog. He's a...
Not a fox with the weird little, gangly things?
He's a dog, and there's great little memes out there right now where it's... I'd have to look it up and send it to you, but it's a funny meme of somebody petting a dog saying, "Oh, my little baby," and the caption shows a little Riolu, and it says, "Me to my Riolu," when I'm trying to evolve it to Lucario as fast as possible. And it's just petting the dog.
Oh, is that what you do?
Yeah, I mean, well, depends on what game you're playing. I feel like I just mentioned this, but I remember in Gold and Silver, I would spend so much time just taking my Pokemon to haircuts every Tuesday and feeding it all these berries and having it battle and doing all these million Holden Soothe Bell. What's Soothe Bell thing? Maybe that was later generation. Anyway, doing every possible thing in the game to get its friendly points up to evolve it. And it was such a huge deal, such a time commitment. And if you play the new games, it's literally just spin this one berry on it that ups its friend points. Or literally in ZA, you can just go to a cafe once with your Pokemon, and then they're happy enough to evolve. So, whatever. Okay, well, the episode's over, by the way. We're all strong enough to do this. Let's celebrate. Yay. To be continued.
We did it.
Mega this week's Audino, great at healing, and the animation is Nito Thing being put to sleep with its little Mega Audino feelers in a field of flowers.
I'm sure somebody has used that Pokemon before.
It was actually little trivia for Taylor. Mega Audino, I believe, won a Pokemon World Championship trading card game. It was a very good card in the TCG. So shouts out.
Go figure.
Shouts out to that.
Shouts out to Joe Sarabi.
Shouts out to Sarabi. I don't think he had anything to do with that. Okay, Taylor. Real quick before we give a score to this episode and discuss how we liked it, how did you feel about the last two episodes? Let me scroll up for days so I can add a score to.
Let's see.
The one episode you missed was when they were first arriving at Explorer's headquarters, storming Explorer's headquarters. What is your score for that one?
The one I saw was with Amethio.
Yeah, Amethio showed up. Geese gave it a 6. I gave it a 7.
I would probably also give it a. I was going to say between a 6 and a 7, actually.
6.5?
Just say a 7 because it was fine. Charcadet wearing the armor was adorable.
Yeah, the best part.
Adorable. The way it was using it first was adorable. The battle was terrible. The actual episode pacing was awful too. They just randomly have Amethio landing on the deck, and he's like, "Hey, I'm here," and everybody's like, "Okay, that's good. Let's go on."
But we also had the funniest moment of all time when Roy and Ult come down and say, "Guys, you'll never guess. We battled 1 million guys up there." And
that was funny.
Okay. And then the next episode, Saving the Six Heroes, we also gave a 6 and a 7.
I'll give that. Oh man, I'd love to give it lower than a 5, but I'll give it a 5. It was fine, but geez, considering the amount of stuff, no, I'm giving it a 4.
I just scrolled all the way back down. Now you got to scroll all the way back up.
The amount of stuff that they just glazed over. They're sitting victorious over Spinal, their main villain. Nobody takes out a phone. Nobody says anything about Laqua. Nobody talks about the company. Nobody does any further investigating. They're just like, okay, we have what we came for. We're leaving.
We're out of here.
Like, I've never seen somebody just casually discard such an overwhelmingly advantageous position in my life.
I see.
But
in great news last week, it looks like Coral and Sidian are eventually going to join forces with Rising Bolt Tacklers.
Sure.
I bet they're going to be 2 of the Terestalizers because they were fighting back.
If you're a character that looks like it came out of the game, you're probably going to be with the Rising Bolt Tacklers.
And okay, the final thing I'm going to say before we discuss this week's episode is just to remind Taylor, Coral and Sidian in Japanese, when they gave their fake food names, were Sanduichi and Onigiri.
And now there's Zurinkonian.
No, those are different characters.
Right.
In English, Coral and Sidian said their names were cornbread and seasoning. That's good. Good stuff. Okay.
I'll bet it makes sense in English, making sense in Japanese.
Yeah. Let's discuss this week's episode. I had a good time with this episode.
It was funny.
I enjoyed the Ino hiding them away. Enough interest. We got a lot of characters.
Got some world establishment at the beginning.
Yeah.
Looking at a massive product launch.
Yeah, that was a good introing with the commercial itself. It was cool seeing the Strong Sphere being sent to people, some subterfuge going around.
I like seeing adults act like adults.
Yeah, that was a great part where there's just like, it's world's way more complicated than that.
Yeah.
We can't just jump into this. You have to think politically about this. You have to think logistically.
If they had done a little, I just wish my problem with the battles in this show isn't, I mean, I've listed them before just so many times. I feel like I talk about it every episode. But the thing is that it's just such a waste of time. It just feels like, okay, let's get through the homework so we can eat, or let's eat our vegetables so we can eat dessert. That's what the battles feel like in this.
I don't know. I'm trying to think back. What were people most into in the original anime? I mean, there were so many fun things in the original anime.
Think about Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, well, Dragon Ball Z, people watch for the battles.
Exactly. I think
Anyway.
Pokemon came out in the US at least, at the same time. They were very popular.
Oh, yeah, but
So they would have
Dragon Ball
existed
is considerably older than Pokemon.
Right, but
By
they
10
would have existed
years.
in the same conversation with the same type of people.
DBZ was for older kids, I think, kind of. Anyway, I'm going to give this week an 8.5. It honestly maybe deserves an 8.8 because
that's really high, I think.
there's a lot of great stuff in this episode. There's
I agree.
laughs, there's cute stuff, the battles. It's neat. We get some emotion from Dash and Rico Suave and Loku.
Yeah.
Bringing them back is interesting enough. I mean, I
That's
guess not
true.
a lot happens here, but it is important in the sense that see how the world is reacting to strong spheres.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll bring it to 8.6. It's fine.
Yeah, and I'll give it an 8.4 because I like
8.4.
all of the ancillary pieces to this episode. The battle is actually taking away points, and that's the only thing taking away points.
Even the battle was kind of fun with the feathers. That was sort of neat.
Yeah, it is, but it was just weird how they got to that point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is a good point, and why it doesn't deserve 8.8 is just the amount of episodes we watch where somebody says, I've got it, let's battle. When that has nothing to do with anything, and it's not going to solve anything, but they just shoehorn a battle into something.
Well, they could have even framed it differently and said, I'm the only one in school that can't terrestrialize, which she did. And Liko said, let me prove to you that you don't need that. And then had the girl beat Liko. That would have been sick. And Liko kind of like lets her win or something. Or you could have said, well, no, because Liko would never say, fight me with a strong sphere.
No. As we saw.
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
It was just a weird, I don't know. It was a very weird way to get to a battle that wasn't.
Yeah, it's not the weirdest we've seen. We see weird ways to get to battle.
Yeah, that's true.
All I'm saying, it was sick. Meowscarada covered in feathers. She uses quick attack to get the feathers off. Everybody's impressed.
Turn by turn was sick. Even though they ignored typing. Again.
Quaxwell and Tinkaton dancing to the feather dance honestly should get an extra point, if we're being honest. 8.7 it is.
Maybe if they had something like, if they had Hatteran saying something about Swanna, saying like, oh, Swanna's just going berserk right now. There's so much anger or something, like breaking it down a little bit more so that students could hear from it. Yeah, I mean, even so, not a bad episode. The world building is cool. Watch the first half.
Just give it a second. No, it's much better than the last two, even though the last two were so unbelievably plot heavy and huge. That's
why they got bad scores from me.
Huge consequences for the story and whatnot. But this was
just giant, like, plot altering episodes, and they're just like, oh no,
yeah, plot dump, lore dump, whatever you call it. So this is actually maybe more of a filler, but it was more enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I'm giving it. Final score for me, 8.7. Taylor gives it 8.4. It is now time to move on to the wrap-up. Taylor, it's Look, Listen, Cast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. It's on other things too, but those are the ones we mentioned. You can like and leave a comment because more people would see it that way, and one of them may enjoy this. So shouts out to helping your fellow man there. Shouts out to Keith for our artwork. That's twitch.tv/Keith Squared. Shouts out Taylor, Professor
Ticklebits
for the
boilerplate,
and the website twitch.tv/prof_ticklebits. Please recommend this podcast to your friends and family if they don't like Pokemon.
English. Oh,
in English? Yeah. I mean, for a second, I feel like I clicked on a button to auto translate it, and it was a terrible mistake. And it started. There was literally an episode that was just playing an AI voice of us, but it wasn't us, and it was a terrible mistake. So I tried to take that off.
Oh, that's it.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
Please send your questions to looklistencast@gmail.com. We can read them here for you. Taylor, we had a comment the other day. I mentioned it. Let me scroll up to see. I did not know this, and this really, apologies again if you've already heard me say this, but Taylor wasn't here, so blame him.
It's true.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's my fault. I blame Geese as well.
There was a comment we got from G. Boyd that said, fun fact, Diana catching Pecharunt was hinted all the way back at the beginning of episode 107. And we're deep into the 120s. I watched the intro of 107. It starts with Grandma Diana and Butler Hamburgers walking with a Pokeball and talking about, oh, wow, that sure was an ordeal to catch that. And that leads more credence to this theory of we're just making these episodes completely out of order by different teams. They're just throwing stuff later wherever. Because it makes no sense to tease that Petrun episode way back then when nobody remembers it other than one commenter. So thank you very much. All right, Taylor, let's go ahead and say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Let's hope next week is a good episode. And we're going to get so much Poké-news of the week very, very soon. We're getting Pokemon Day in a couple weeks. And
we're going to give you a renovation update on that Pokemon Cafe in Japan.
Oh, yeah, every week, yeah. And after they renovate it, we're going to talk about how sick it is.
Oh, you know that backsplash is going to look great by those sinks.
And we'll do a retrospective of what it used to look like every week.
And what it could be one day.
It'll replace Geese of the Week, What You Been Peeping. We'll just talk about that Pokemon cafeteria every week.
Interviews with the architects.
Yeah. We got an interview from somebody who was actually there and had lunch. Okay, Taylor, say goodbye like twice to 3 times. Okay, goodbye. And yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, goodbye.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Peep. Thank you for listening to the Geese Peep Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company.